Hey buddy, watch this.
Hello, Regis Kilbin is the name, and Hearthstone is the game, and this is a deck spotlight on a Dragon Warrior deck by Firebat, but it's not your typical what I would call a control style Dragon Warrior. This is really more of a mid-rangey style Dragon Warrior in that it has a surprising number of early game kind of aggressively stanced cards. You've got like the Ragnaros Champion, Fairy Dragon combos for instance. You've even got an Azot's First Mate thrown in there. There's none of the Shield Slam, Shield Block defensive cards. We've also got Korkrons, Frothing Berserkers. So there are a lot of ways in the early game to really get out aggressively and then follow that up with a bunch of mid-range, really kind of value minions and big bombs like Draconid Crusher and even Ragnaros the Fire Lord as you start to stretch to the late game. But then also you've got Deathwing down here. So I don't really know what exactly to make of this deck, but of course it was created by the well-known professional player Firebat, world champion. He finished the season apparently with this deck in the top 50, so he played it very well, and it's clearly very fitting for the current meta game. It's a unique spin. It does a lot of cool stuff. I think you can kind of compare it in many ways to sort of a tempo warrior, because there are a lot of those mid-range tempo style cards. You've got the Ravaging Ghouls, the Frothing Berserkers, the Blood to Ichor, for instance, but you've got dragons finishing it out instead. But it's not like the Dragon Warrior that's been played a lot lately too. It's slightly more aggressive and has some different stuff happening in the late game as well, because it's both aggressive and late game oriented, so it's mid-rangey in a way. It's very hard to classify, very hard to describe. All that said, now that you've seen the list, I think it's just going to be most beneficial if we actually take it out onto the ranked ladder. And the season just reset, so we are going to have a totally fresh ranked ladder. This is my first game in the new season, in fact. So who knows what we'll run into. We might run into some legit low rank players, but also a lot of legend players making their climb. So I think we'll get some good competition here and see what this deck is made of, and see how it plays, and learn our mulligans, and learn some gameplay strategy as well. I did note that this deck does not have a ton of card draw, nor a lot of removal, as we see both of these executes. So I think we're going to toss all this back. But as I was saying, not a lot of card draw, not a lot of removal. So it's not great at contesting really long, drawn-out battles against control-style decks. You have to get out pretty aggressively with your Ragnaros Champions, your Fairy Dragons, and curve quite smoothly. So we didn't get a one-drop, but that's okay. Really, it's just the Azot's First Mate you're looking to play. The Ragnaros Champion is the perfect 2-mana card, particularly when you can follow it up with some other good stuff. It's often better to kill stuff like a Tunnel Trog with your Ragnaros Champion. That's why this card has become so darn popular lately. But we can still get it out. Of course, Fireworks is the best answer to that. But he's already down 6 health, so we could do this again and force him to take another 6. But I kind of think we might want to save it for something like an Accolade of Pain. We can still play both next turn, so this will force him to use the weapon again. Frothing Berserker's sort of tough. We don't have a good way to answer that. We can make a trade, but that doesn't feel very good. We could also play both of these, just go face, hope that one sticks, but the problem is I don't have a guaranteed activator for the Blackwing Corruptor next turn. So, I don't know. If I play this, there's a good chance it just dies to something, and this gets to attack my face. I could play this and trade, of course, too, but that gives him board. We just needed him to not have Fiery War Axe as the first answer. I think I'm just going to go face here. It's very risky. Very, very risky. But he just used a weapon. I don't know that he's going to have an easy way to kill this. This is a debatable line of play, I'm certain of that. But, I don't know, at the very worst case he has an answer, but we require him to expend some mana to use it. What's he going to coin execute here? Coin Blood to Ichor is good too. Coin Whirlwind's also good. But that does set a kill up for us at least, either with the Corruptor or the Alexstrasza's. We took 6 damage, but he took 8 out of this, so I guess we took 7 damage, so I actually don't feel bad at all. We'll do this one since it's the bigger body, and he has to use the weapon to kill it with what's on board. It's better than playing the 2 drops, I think. So he's down to 13. If he takes another 5, he's down even farther. We have a lot of damage in hand, instant damage as well. So we're not in a bad spot. I think we made the right decision since he had to use the weapon to kill the minion. It took, it cost him 8 damage essentially. He'll use the, he's getting scared of his health. I think he'll trade here instead of use the weapon, which is good for us. We'll probably Azure Drake next turn. Oh my gosh, he's down to 8. Armorsmith's pretty good. I could taunt and go face for 3. It's a little smoother mana than is the Azure Drake, so I think I'm gonna do that. I can't kill the Armorsmith, or I would consider it, because he could heal a lot here, right? He could play a couple minions in Whirlwind and go up 4 and like execute. But by putting him down to 5, I'm basically putting him on a clock in a sense. He has to do that. He can't make more aggressive plays. Plus we have the Grom here, so even if he heals a fair bit, and that's what he's doing, right? He's just healed for 2. Hopefully we can, that's exactly what he did. We called it exactly. But our Grom is still, within range here. We find an activator eventually later. I'll probably just play both these dragons, depending on what we draw here. Inner Rage is good. So we have lethal next turn, assuming he either doesn't heal or one of these gets to attack. So we're going to have 12. He should be at 12 unless something crazy happens, but we'll see. So this is the perfect finisher here. That's not good. That's not good. He spent all of his mana, but he's still got exactly what he needs to stay alive here. He's at 14. Dragon and Crusher's fine. Grom does 12 with the combo, of course, so we didn't have it quite yet. We need to either hit him or, kill. We need to kill these eventually because they're scary. They're causing us problems. If he does have an execute, he may have to trade execute. I don't think we have lethal yet, unfortunately, still. We're gonna have a nasty board though. He's gonna heal 2 more off this. He's healing a lot off these Armorsmiths. We never had a good way to deal with them is the problem. Is that lethal in any way? I don't think so because he's up even more. We can't execute this yet, so we'll probably just go this route. Normally you like to Blood to Ichor the enemy minions, but given that if I do that he gets 2 more armor, I think I'll just Blood to Ichor my Draconid Crusher. It's already executable, so it really won't matter if he has the execute. There's no difference made. It gives this an extra attack, and it doesn't put it at 3, which puts it in range of other stuff that could kill it, like a Slam trade, for instance. So we need to win this turn pretty soon, or hope that he can't heal a lot. Hope that he doesn't have an execute too, because we have 16 damage out plus 12 in hand. So that's a good sign because he's taking face damage. It's not a lot, but it's something. Double Monkey. I think that's enough to keep him alive again. Jeez Louise. He's going to get so much armor. These dumb Armorsmiths. And Execute's good. We may actually... We have close to lethal, I think, but... So So this will go up to 10, obviously, when I do this, but he's going to be at what? He's at 18. I can attack for 13, so I don't actually have lethal yet. I'm going to go this route, surprisingly. He doesn't have executes, and using the weapon won't help him, so just removing any chance of that healing. I know it's not likely it's going to heal 12, but that's not going to do it, I don't think. We have a lot of damage. Worst case, we have 19. And he's at 20, so Interrage will give us lethal this turn no matter what. He hit the worst one too, so. Oh, we even have Rag. We could do a, probably do a. Look how much damage we're hitting for. Jeez, 26 damage. Alright, so. A little awkward start there, a little awkward end too, thanks to the armor smiths. That got a little scary, I'll admit. Too much armor for my taste, but still, we were able to pull it out. A lot of big threats, and he didn't have the card draw or the removal necessary to handle all that stuff. Which, you know, I said this deck is really a tale of two decks. There's the early game aggressive stuff, which clearly worked because we reduced his health by a ton. I think he was down to like 5 or 8 health before we started playing all those late game bombs. The Draconic Crusher into the Grom. Even the Frothing Berserkers are scary if they can't find an answer. Particularly for Warrior, because they like to use weapons to remove stuff, so they take a lot of face damage, and Frothing Berserkers can be hard to remove later on. So we'll send back these two middle game guys. Keep the Fire War Axe, of course, because that's your dream mulligan. And look for stuff like these minions, so this is a pretty good hand. You'll note that you can't actually Bloodseeker your own Fairy Dragon, which is, you know, a little anti-synergy, but usually not a big deal. No plays here. Likely we'll Fire War Axe down whatever he plays. The huge Toad. He's going to coin Toad. Coin Elec. Use of Sergeant. Finley's actually pretty enticing here. Finley, Bloodseeker. I might even Bloodseeker my own Finley. Probably not, though. That doesn't make a lot of sense. It could also just Fire War Axe. We'll just do this. No need to think fancy. I like keeping the dragon in hand. We can Finley 2 mana thing next turn. This also just guarantees we have the mana and the answer to his 2-drop. So I'll probably just Fairy Dragon Finley here after. I'm going to kill the minion first, of course, because I like taking my face damage. We'll play Finley and see what we get, but there's very little chance we hero power over Fire War Axe. We'll take Life Tap here. Lesser Heal kind of makes sense against a Hunter because we're already down to 24, but I think we're going to have the board soon. I don't know, we have Slam. We're just already down to 4 cards and they're very low mana, so I'm actually going to counterintuitively take Life Tap. Might seem unusual, but, you know, we got the board, so, and removal. I think it makes more sense. This game's going to end faster rather than later. So Life Tap might really help us accomplish that. That's debatable. I don't know. Just we're behind in cards, so it seems to make sense. That one's really not bad. Probably just going to slam Bloodseeker, trade Finley in. Let's see what we get off the slam first. Second Bloodseeker, okay. It's a little worse against Unleash the Hounds, but he's on a 4 mana turn, so could have just Bloodseeker traded the dragon, but I didn't have anything else to play anyway, so this felt fine. It's unlikely that he has Unleash in hand. Still not that good against it because he can kill 2 minions and leave a 3rd and float a mana. Be good if he had like Firebat to follow it up, I guess. We need a thing to play, a 3-drop or a 4-drop, 5-drop, some dragon. Basically, because we can't play this one just yet. Probably just gonna play Infested Wolf, something like that.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here.
Horse Rider's not great, but it did answer the board. This is an okay minion, but let's Life Tap and see what we get. Another Execute. I would like to develop the board a little faster than we are. We still only have 5 damage out. At least we can play the Crusher next turn, but we may need to execute something too. Let's just see what he plays on 5. We've got a lot of removal here. It's not great. We need to be more aggressive because basically we're on a clock to turn 8 where he has Call the Wild that we have a lot of trouble dealing with. So we need to really cement the board control before that point. This is a good combo if I get like a 4-drop to play with it, but otherwise I may be floating a lot of mana. Life tap helps because I can at least generate resources, but we'll see. I don't mind Eagle Horn too much. It's a lot of mana and he's taking damage, so yeah, we'll definitely just play the Crusher here. It's not going to be buffed, but a 6/6 is still very scary. Even if he plays like high main, you can kind of ignore it and, you know, Ick or execute maybe. Maybe just trade, execute, play Crusher. Maybe just go 8 to face. It's cool that Crusher found a new life lately. Yeah, he did high main. Okay, so let's see what we get here, and that will definitely color our decision. I think I'm just gonna Ick or execute. I mean, Ick or Crusher go face. I wish I had one more mana, obviously. I'd love to execute that to deny the trades here. He's going to get a pretty clear trade, but we have a Rag. We have a lot of damage. He's at 12. Oh, did I mess that up? I messed that up. I messed that up. That could have been a 9/9. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Should have been 9/9. We could have attacked first. I think I just played it first, right? That might actually make a difference too, to tell you the truth. Does he got Hunter's Spark? Direwolf Alpha. It actually is going to make a difference. Crap. It's going to cost us 6 damage, potentially. Shoot. We're bad. Is he going face? He can't go face. There's no way. Okay. That's actually really a big deal. We would have lethal almost at this point. Shoot. I think I gotta play Rag. Question is, do I go face or kill something? I think face has been the place, but this is worth 3 damage. This does increase the likelihood that Rag hits something relevant, so we'll do this. Yeah, we may have. Oh wow, nice. that's really good. I think that's really good. Call the Wild. We're not dead to that, but it makes Rag very bad. He may kill Rag actually. He's probably gonna trade. I think I would too. Life Tap's gonna help us find lethal probably here, but we don't have a lot of stuff that does exactly 4 Korkrons. Plus we gotta get through the taunt, so I think Blood to Ick or Korkron is lethal. We may have used both already. Ravaging Ghoul into Korkron is lethal. He's deciding whether to go face. I would probably go face, to tell you the truth. Just because Rag is like a 1 in 6 to hit your face. And he can win the game over a turn or 2 here. Because I'm not going to have answers to all this. If I'm him... I think he made the right decision. That's a useless card, though. That's probably also useless. I can execute that. I'm dead no matter what, though. So I either kind of have to find a... I guess this gives me the greatest likelihood to... the greatest likelihood for Rag to win the game. I lose otherwise no matter what, but Rag has a 1 in 5. I really don't deserve that game. I really don't. We made a fatal display. We made a fatal misplay playing the Dragon Crusher out of order. We did not deserve to win that. I'm actually ashamed of Hearthstone right now. We technically made the correct play after all those misplays, I think, by removing that minion. Instead of like playing in Azure Drake into something that wouldn't have helped us, so. We had to be as greedy as possible. I'm really quite ashamed, though. We made a terrible blunder that literally cost us the game, because I don't think he had removal for that Crusher otherwise, which means I think we would have hit for 9 or 11 that turn. We would have had the Blood's-Ichor guy, and the Crusher hit for 11. I guess he would have killed the Blood's-Ichor, though, if he hadn't. So probably would have hit for 9. He would have been at like 3 health. I mean, that was definitely a smoother path to victory, plus just objectively wrong on our part. There's never a reason, really. We're not playing around BGH or anything. There's no dumb excuse. So here, we'll send back everything but the axe. Twilight Guardian's kind of tempting, but it's Mage, and I don't expect like a really fast start where I need to taunt. So I'm going to be a little greedier for like the 2-drops and stuff. Coin Alex Raz's is like the dream here. Coin weapon is also good, but this gets the minion out a turn earlier, so it has a chance to attack more often, whereas the weapon always, you know, has charge too. Ooh, taking the gamble here. Does not pay off, it looks like. He might Arcane Blast. Nope. Could definitely weapon here, but I think I'm just gonna Finley. We don't have a good 3-mana play. I don't really want to use the weapon just to go face. I think we'll take Steady Shot out of these. Not that we're super aggro, but just... I don't think I'm going to need Priest Hero Power. The weapon's not bad, but I have Fire War Axe. So it feels like it's going to take a while for that to ever get value. This is a pretty bad hand. Actually a really bad hand. I'm going to go ahead and develop the weapon instead of Hero Powering. Primarily because I want to make sure I can play a 4-drop next turn, if I need to. There's a world where Inner-Raging Finley there probably isn't the worst idea. What is that? You don't see this card every day, but I respect it. I respect it, sir. Well, I guess I'll kill this. So not... it's... I'm guessing like Mirror Entity? Which I don't mind giving me a 3-2 really. Nope. Nope. I don't know what it is. Counterspell perhaps? Could be Ice Block. I don't know. Our board's not bad though. It's not bad. We'll kill that with our weapon. Still don't have a good play though, really. Well, it's not the worst play, I guess. We're doing a lot of damage, so we're not in the worst spot. But Dragon Crusher is pretty good 6-drop. And this time we'll attack in the correct order so that it's a 9-9. We will not mess up. I'm still ashamed of that game. We really... that poor guy did not deserve that nonsense. Alright, so that could be Mirror Entity again. That makes me hesitate a little bit on the Crusher. The Corruptor, on the other hand, we can deal with. So let's try it. Yeah, okay, so we made the right decision there. We can do this a couple ways. We can give up Finley. We can use our Inner Rage. I think I'm going to save the Inner Rage looking for lethal. Could also just Execute. Is Execute worth a 1-3? I don't think it is. I think I'm just going to sack Finley here. Because I can Inner Rage Execute. That's such a powerful combo that I really hate to give it up just to save a Finley. Like, Finley has very little upside. We've still got the board, so... that's pretty inefficient play. I do think he has Counterspell, though, so... we're at 16, 13. Jeez, that's actually really scary. Ugh. Should we Crusher or should we Korkron Hero Power? This is 6 damage. He's going to be 2 off lethal if I Korkron Hero Power. I still think that's a Counterspell. I think we're just going to Korkron Hero Power and put him on a 1-turn clock here. So if that's counterspell, he's dead, right? Or has to find a heal or something. Oh, I still have Rag for instant damage, so. Could have played the Crusher. He still would have sort of been on a 2-turn clock, but this means, like, no matter what, the hero power has a way to kill him. Taunts, regardless, anything. Okay, so despite a just awful fatal misplay, despite some generally subpar play, I would argue, we're still 3-0, rolling through people with this deck, which is nice. I think we're making the right strategic gameplay decisions, despite obviously some tactical errors. Just knowing when to push face, when to be aggressive, that's a very hard thing to learn, but it's important in a deck like this that's so split, has such a dichotomy of goals. We still haven't seen Deathwing at all, which I still don't really know how he fits into this deck other than sort of a late game reset button, which I think is the design. So like if they contest all your early stuff, they stay ahead, and you're totally out of options, and you're at 10 health, and you got to find a way to kill them. They've been at 8 health forever, right? Just drop Deathwing, hope they don't have an answer, and win the game. We'll keep the Fairy Dragon Ravaging Ghoul here. I like Ravaging Ghoul pretty well against any class, honestly. It's just got a lot of potential to do damage. This is a decent hand. We're going to have a debate here about Fairy Dragon, Twilight Guardian, if we don't get another dragon soon. But we have the Axe, so we can probably just play the Axe regardless. I'm honestly surprised that Hunter did not friend request me. It was so sad. So I have a couple turns to find another dragon here, and I like getting this out, really, contest stuff. It's not great against Totem Golem necessarily, but we can Ravaging Ghoul trade if he plays Totem Golem. It's pretty good against Hero Power, though. I think I will go ahead and trade Ravaging Ghoul. It's on curve, which is nice. And the Fairy Dragon taking damage is really not a bad thing because he can't like cast Earthshack on it, right? Like nothing's gonna kill this. So I think it's okay to just Farsight. Okay, so this is not your everyday Shaman deck. Not your everyday Shaman deck. Okay. So we did draw the dragon on time. That was nice, but I think we'll Korkon instead, honestly. We don't need a taunt, of course, and he just used a lightning bolt. I'm sure that he has more because it's clearly some kind of like late game trickery. So he probably has Rock Biter, Lightning Bolt, all kinds of stuff to kill this, but still, it is some pressure. Another Farsight, okay. Scary. There's the other light. Did he actually get that off the Farsight? He did. Because it was 0 mana. Wow. That was kind of lucky, dude. I'm not going to lie. Here, I don't know that we need the Twilight Guardian just yet. Because this does just as much damage and is almost as hard to kill. He could Lightning Storm, of course. But this also sets up a 9/9 Crusher, which will get hexed regardless, I think, but just in case, this allows us to get that out as a 9/9, which could make the difference if he has like all damage and not hex in hand. So Lightning Storm is the one thing, but again, that kills all of his turn and all of next turn. We can go face here and make this bigger if we want, but I don't actually think it's worth it. Although he likely doesn't run any minions. Or very few at least, it looks like. Probably gonna get like Malaghost eventually. Some kind of shenanigans. But we don't have any removal if I use the weapon. I think this is getting hexed regardless, so I'm not gonna worry about it being a 9/9. I'm just gonna save the weapon charge. So we could have attacked face, put him to 14, made this a 9/9. That's what I'm saying, but I think this is hex bait anyway. And he only has 4 mana because he overloaded so much last turn for the Lightning Storm. Faceless Manipulator. I actually don't mind that. I can kill it, in fact. So let's slam first. Blackwing Corruptor is pretty good. That's pretty good. So we have 11 damage showing Using the weapon here I don't think helps. It's there's no math that makes it possible for me to have lethal next turn unless I draw like Grom or something maybe, but I don't have a Grom activator anyway, so. Yeah, that was a great draw. Slam into Corruptor. Not bad at all. So it turns out we should have made this a 9-9, I guess. Actually not, because we wouldn't have been able to kill his 9-9, so. Healing Wave, okay. It's annoying. It's really annoying now. Jeez Louise. This is going to take forever. I'm glad we're not wasting weapon charges, though. That sounds like the right decision now. Part of me wants to just leave that alive. How much damage can I do here? A lot. But not lethal, of course. I think I'm just going to leave that totem alive. It seems like it's so unlikely to punish me. It makes it slightly more possible that he'll get a taunt totem in a future turn, but I'm playing this for a specific reason because it's out of elemental destruction range. Elemental destruction does not kill it automatically, which means I'll have a 2/6 and a 6/6, which is 8 damage, plus 3 is 11 damage. So I don't think elemental destruction necessarily gets him out of this unless he has some spell damage too. Another healing wave, it looks like. Yeah. He won again. Jeez Louise. He does have minions. Okay. It's good to know. And that's definitely one of them. Jeez Louise. The healing waves have been totally brutal. I mean, just ridiculous, right? We can do 8. Play these guys, maybe. I don't really want to play this on my own minions, though. This Phosphorus Mate is just an awful draw. How good would Ragnaros be right now? This not being a 9-9 has actually hurt substantially. Him getting both Healing Wave rolls has hurt substantially as well. Particularly when we actually have big minions. I mean, we've got Deathwing, we've got Ragnaros, like, got a lot of 5 drops. He's just rolled well. I mean, that's his deck by design, so it's not surprising, of course, but his 6 mana, Elemental Destruction definitely works, does some work, but probably leaves 2 minions alive. What on earth? Lava Shock on the N'Zoth's first mate. I get it, he needs the mana. Chill Maul is annoying. Chill Maul does activate Grom, though, and give me guaranteed lethal if it activates. If it activates. So you actually want Chill Maul to activate in this instance. He might concede as soon as he sees this. So I think I want to go this way. Kill these 2 guys, leave the bigger minions alive, and use my face. So he doesn't have it. It's annoying that I don't have it either. But it leaves 2 giant dudes out. Unless he has Hex, double Hex, we might be okay. Yeah, when he didn't instant concede when I played Grom, it was a good sign that he probably didn't have it. He's going to play N'Zoth, but we have lethal of N'Zoths. So he's only played 1 taunt, Death Rattle, which is Chill Maul, and we can just get through it and go Grom to face, because he won't have any mana left over to heal or anything. he has to be running Hex in this deck. If he hasn't drawn a Hex yet, it's super unfortunate. He had N'Zoth in hand, he just knew it was lethal. Like, how do you not draw Hex playing that many turns into a control Shaman like that? That's really unfortunate. We are 4-0. The Dragon Warrior by Firebat, clearly a good deck. We just rolled through some people, despite playing poorly. Despite totally just almost throwing the game against the Hunter and being bailed out by Ragnaros. That's definitely highlight worthy. Despite being a shameful moment for me, still pretty fun. So, highly recommended deck, made by one of the best players in the world, clearly. and super great on the ladder. Fun to play, fast, but also includes a lot of power cards. If you can afford all the legendaries in here, A+ deck, highly recommended. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions about this deck, leave them in the comments. And until next time, game on.